Good morning. I'm going to put on my do not disturb so that nobody bugs us. Put that on until 7:40. Well, okay. We're going to put that on. Then I'm going to log in here. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And we're going to do some scans. Let me open up my notes real quick so that I can get down to that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, boil down again. We'll do the scans. And I'll wait for the podcast to announce everything. Let's do brokerage holdings first. Let's see if anything on the brokerage holdings. Now, yesterday was a hard day. Scan brokerage holdings. Let's see the spider sectors. Anything cross up? No, no sectors crossed up. Not owned. BNGO. Huh. That's an interesting one. That's super interesting. Genomics. BNGO. BINGO. BINGO. And bingo is his name. Oh. Dow 30. I doubt that anything's going to come up in Dow 30. Nope. By the way, I should write this down. Energy. Gas is expected to be below $3 a gallon for end of year. Now at 320. And by the way, if you're bitching about gas prices and Joe Biden, then you should be giving him credit for gas prices being down. NASDAQ 100, nothing. Let's look at S&P. S&P 100, and then we're going to go into the energy sector. And energy sector's tough. It's getting a little strained. I may have to pick a new sector to start scanning. MMLP. We've had this one before. Oh, but it's under the 200 day. I'm going to try and do a... Wow, that one looks interesting. That one looks super interesting. Enview. Tallow. BROG. Let me go to this. It's got a P of 41. No analysts have covered it. Cayman Islands-based infrastructure provider, which is currently engaged in clean petroleum products and biofuels. Company was notified. NASDAQ hearings panel had granted its request to continue trading of Brugge Energy securities on the NASDAQ, so they got a stay of execution. Morning, Zephin. They got a stay of execution. Boy, that's an interesting chart. And that was November 23rd. Let me go and run the algorithm on it. And why am I not seeing... I have to expand my list. Why am I not seeing? Earnings are up. This is a Cayman Island, so it's probably just a shell company. But that's an interesting. I'm not going to bring it up because it's just crappy. Let's see. No. Let's see if we have healthcare. Oh, you know what I didn't scan? I did not scan core investments, I don't think. What did I just get an alert about? Oh, I'm going to mark that as taken. My YouTube live channel is live. No core investment scan up. So we only have one scan. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go back to strategy tester. Main algo. And we had Apple yesterday cross up at 147.77 and it closed down. Okay. I'm going to start the podcast now. Okay, let me go into GarageBand. I got my Windows set up, yes. Let me just move my notes over here. I've got dark. Okay, if I delete that, okay, there we go. Then we go back there. Okay, recording volume. Recording actually. Yeah, early pod. Well, here's the thing, Zephan. I'm traveling back to Princeton today. So, and if you saw, I posted the video or the photo of where I'm set up. Literally, I should probably post it again because I'm on a bedside, essentially. There's an old house that was built in 1908 out the window next to me. This window was probably put in 1908. I could probably turn the camera around and look. You know what I can do here? Let me see. I think. Oh, I should. Nah, I'm not gonna mess with it, Zephan, because I gotta get down to breakfast again. But I'll take you on a tour of the room. Maybe I'll post it, do an Instagram live right after this of a little tour of the room. They shouted me out on their social media yesterday. And I have Active Trader Pro. By the way, if I haven't said it, I freaking love this new MacBook. Okay. Let me start the podcast. And holy fuck, it's windy out. And I hear somebody else talking. Oof, okay. Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 6th. And again, I am just over the moon about this new MacBook Pro. I'm recording this on just the onboard microphone. I don't have AirPods in. I don't have any special microphone. This is just the laptop sitting on my bed. I'm recording it on GarageBand. I've got OBS open because I'm streaming live on YouTube. I've got my notes open so I can look at my notes. I've got Active Trader Pro open. And I've got TrendSpider open. So I'm reading notes on my iPhone. Just so you guys know the setup. Reading the notes on my iPhone, watching the YouTube video on my iPad Pro, and I'm doing the charts on my MacBook Pro. So there's one big announcement that I wanted to basically, I'm going to title it the episode. I funded the Webull account yesterday. I put Webull in the link tree So if you click below on the link tree where you have all the links for the podcast, for the YouTube Live, for any of the stuff that I do, the second one, I believe, is a link to Webull. If you want to join in this challenge with me, sign up on Webull. If you already have an account, or you just want to, put some money aside or do it the kind of challenge with me, or trade live, I'll probably be trading. Once the actual account is funded, I will probably be trading live. I'll be putting that in the Facebook group, the private Facebook group, and I saw a whole bunch of new people in the Facebook group yesterday, so thank you for joining that one. But essentially what I'm doing, I'm just taking $1,000. We're going to trade Boyle, we're going to trade KOLD, we're going to trade TQQQ, we're going to trade SOXL, XOSS, we're going to trade SPXU, all of those inverse and bear and bull funds that are triple levered. We'll be scalping them on with Active Trader Pro. I'll be using my phone to trade on Webull. I'll be using the charts on Active Trader Pro. I might be using the desktop version of Webull to see if they have some type of quick activation, so we can go through the settings and do that type of thing. But I'll be doing that live probably throughout the day. It won't be as regularly scheduled as the YouTube live and the podcast recording, but I'll do my best to make sure that everybody knows when I'm live. But if you're on YouTube, hit the notifications button, because that's when I'll probably go live and I'll trade live. If you can get it. If you can't, just at the end of the day, you'll know that there's a live trading session. Probably half hour, 45 minutes, nothing huge. But I did want to make sure that you guys knew anything over $1,000 without fees or anything like that, I'll back all that out. But I'll just donate it by the end of the year. I'm hoping to have, even if it's a couple $100, even, in the time of giving, $20, it all makes a difference. So do whatever you can. And I'll have an update on that as we go along. But setting up the account was fantastic. I got free stocks. I got Procter & Gamble, and I got Gap. Nice. And once my funding gets through, I think they said that I get 10 more free stocks. So I made some money. And again, sign up through Webull on the link tree, and you'll get free stocks as well. Fund it. I don't think you have to put in $1,000. I think just any funding. If you have an account that you want to trade to Webull, I can't speak to Webull's viability, Webull's goodness. Can't speak to any of that stuff. But I can tell you that it was simple and easy to set up. And I hope I'm still live on YouTube, because I see some connection issues. It is windy as F outside, so if you can hear that, my apologies. Let's see, energy. Saw a report this morning and read it. Gas is expected to be below $3 a gallon before the end of the year. There are some big ifs on that. Does Russia pull back their oil, creating a supply issue? Does China reopen, creating a supply issue? Does OPEC really pull back production, creating a supply issue? All of those things, you've got to remember, they all weigh on the supply of oil, which will drive the price up. So I don't exactly know where it's going, but I can tell you from an energy perspective, and I'll bring this up because there was a discussion in the private Facebook group yesterday about Boyle. And if we go to Active Trader Pro, and I'm showing you the chart, this is a 5-day chart, a 5-day, 5-minute chart. So each candle's 5 minutes. And if you can see it on your screen, just tell me, do you think Boyle has any kind of chance right now? You can't time the bottom. You absolutely cannot time the bottom. I'd rather see you miss out on 5% of the rally than see you make a mistake and lose 5% on the downside. You want to wait for that confirmation. If we go to TrendSpider and we look, there's that button hook that I always talk about. And you can clearly see that it got you out here. There was a 42.23 price cross up here on November 17th. It got you out with a loss, but you could have had this gain up here at 57. You want to take your profits when you get them. There's this gap here now. This gap is going to get filled. You're way down here at 28. you've lost all kinds of confirmation. If we go and we look at KOLD, on the other hand, that's the inverse. And look at this. At $12.96, you're at $20.05 right now. This had all the confirmation in the world. This was the play. I've been saying, hey, wait for that confirmation, and you can clearly see it. You're probably going to get another 40-50% run on this one. It's got all of the, I would not buy KOLD right now. The RSI is at 70. I would wait for this one to cool down. Doesn't mean that you buy Boyle. You wait for that cross up on Boyle. You've got to wait for this stuff. It's triple levered. You can lose your shirt really, really quickly on this. So that's what I wanted to bring up. I also had Bill from Instagram. He wrote to me, just found your pod YouTube channel, really like it. AMKR is one that he wants me to look at. Let's see. Okay. He bought it. Looks like at about 23 he bought it. So he's doing really, really well. I will tell you, Bill, take a look at this gap between 22 and 22, 22.28 and 22.72. And you're losing your confirmation. There's that button hook. This is Amcor Technologies. You had a cross up here October 18th at $18.39. Here's the algorithm stats. The algorithm makes you 13% over 1,000 candles. It gets you in and out 30 times. There's 30 positions. If you would have just bought and held this over 1,000 candles, you would have made 80%, 79.13. Your average win is 12%. You win 37% of the time. So it's a great trading stock. You've clearly got some, let me pull back this volume chart to recent highs up in August. You've got a volume shelf building up here at 27. If you go below 26.50, I know you bought at 23. I would say if you touch the 26 handle, if you close one of the 4-hour candles in the 26s, take your profits. Because I do think that this gap, it's above the 200-day, and it's right on a volume shelf right here at 22. My guess is that that's where that one's going, back to the 22. And just so we're sure, AMKR is a technology. It does have a PE. It's a PE of 8. It's got a 1% dividend. It's up 9% year to date. Amcor provides outsourced semiconductor packaging and test services in the United States, Japan, Europe, and Middle East. It offers turnkey packaging and test services, including semiconductor wafer bump. I have no clue what this is. They're in technology. They're in semiconductors. It's a good stock. It looks like a pretty healthy company. Earnings per share this year are expected to grow 87%. Next year, it's expected to reduce by 10%. So if we were to take a look at, let's take a look at a little longer term, you're still seeing some growth, even though their earnings are expected to go down. But what would make me, this is a weekly chart, going back to about 2019. When you look here, where's COVID? COVID's right here. So you went down to about 5 during COVID, and then you clearly recovered. And you kind of went towards that 200-day. Used it a little bit, kind of got the Bollinger Bands on the downside. You touched the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here, so you didn't really trade outside of it too much, but you did touch the 200-day. Touched the 200-day in October as well. You're clearly at the upper end of the Bollinger Bands. If this is identified for you, Bill, as a buy and hold it. I don't think it's a bad company, just from the overview of the stats. I think this one's a good one. I wouldn't buy it right now just because of the RSI. I mean, it's on quite a run. The RSI is at 53. It's kind of gotten that button hook, but here's the good news for you. I would say if you go down to 26, you probably want to take your profits on this one, because I do think you might go down to that 22 in a quote-unquote crash. You're just crossing your ex-dividend date, so you really have no catalyst coming. But take a look at that cross down right there. That cross down, it doesn't get you out because the moving averages are still up there in my algorithm. But the 53 RSI is going down. That's a big move down in that MACD, and you didn't see a huge move down here in the stock. It did go down by a good percentage, 10% or so. But that's usually correlated to, take a look at this. See, look back here in August. You went from 22, and basically the equivalent went from 22 down to 21. Take a look at this as your guide for the future. Is this downside what you have in store for this? Hitting maybe the 200-day down here at 20. It'll probably bottom out at 22. But I would say if you're trading this one, take the profits. The other one he wanted me to look at, I actually own Pfizer, PFE. Here's what you have to worry about with Pfizer from a overall standpoint. You got in at 39. Fantastic freaking trade. There's no reason to sell Pfizer. Pfizer's got a good, stable business. I've held this one for quite a while. I think 10, 12 years. It's not going to make you rich. It's going to pay you a good dividend. PFE. What you have to worry about this year in particular, it's a 3.15% dividend. Their PE is 9, so it's pretty normal. In a year where the S&P, let's look at the SPY up to date. SPY year to date is down 15%. Pfizer's only down 12%. 14%. Earnings per share this year went up by 233%. Next year, they're expected to reduce by 23%. That's what you have to worry about with this one is COVID spending's going to go down. Now, the algorithm had you in at 43 back on October 13th. You beat that one. You got it at 39. You're way up here at 50. If we look at a long term, this is one of the core holdings that I've said, hey, Pfizer's a good one to hold for a long term. If you look at this weekly chart and you just kind of take, this is, where's COVID? COVID's right here where it went down to about 27. You're using that 200-day on a long term as the support level. The support is 41. I don't know that you're necessarily coming down. This is this year where COVID isn't that important. And next year when COVID, the vaccine, the difference between Moderna and Pfizer, Moderna's a one-shot. All they have is COVID. And so when governments stop funding COVID purchases, that's where you're going to have an issue. But I like both those plays. Bill, great job. Great job on that one. NASDAQ bear market, 5 impressive growth. I posted this on Sunday, and I have it in my notes to go over, but I don't. Lucid for Daniel on YouTube. He asked yesterday as I was getting off about Lucid. Let's see. Lucid is LCID. I believe this is the, let me see. Let me make sure. LCID. Yeah, Lucid Group. Let's make sure they're the auto manufacturer. See, they don't have a PE. They're not making money. Here's my thoughts on Lucid. If we are heading into an actual recession, who's paying $140,000 for this car? You're at 10. This was a SPAC. They went public at 10. If we pull this all the way back and we look at a little bit more history on Lucid, you can see just it's not a good stock. It really isn't. They have production issues. Here's what you have to know about Lucid. Everybody thought it was going to be the next Tesla. The problem is Lucid is not a Tesla. Love the CEO, love the design, love the car. They are trying to make it work, but they are having production problems. They are actually having demand problems as well. They need a mainstay car to actually keep this company afloat. That's the problem that they have. Year to date, it's down 75%. Don't expect this one to come up. Earnings per share this year, down 572%. So their price to sales, 40. It's super, super expensive. Don't think you're going to buy this at 10 and all of a sudden it's going to be worth $500 like Tesla was. Because these guys are going through not similar to Tesla, but a completely different Tesla. There won't be another Tesla. Tesla did things differently. So my take on this one, even though the algorithm has you buying in at $10.11, it just hasn't done well. Now, the performance chart on this over 1,000 candles, you make 76%. But that's because the 500 candles go way back here to where you actually made. There was a great trade on this one. Yeah, 68% right there. So that's where you're actually getting. See, there's 7%. You only have win 21% of the time. Your average win is 54%. But that's only because you had 1, 2, 3 wins there. Well, there's 4. There's 1 back here. But you don't have a lot of wins on this. So I'd stay the hell out of this one. I mean, it's a good trading stock if you want to day trade it, because it does have some volatility. People seem to like the REI energy stock that I picked yesterday. I didn't expect it. Ironically, the algorithm got you out in the afternoon, right after a cross up there. It just tanked. It got you out with what? 3% loss, it looks like. It's down at 246. I like the opportunity in this one, but the fundamentals may not be going our way. So hopefully, if this gap here down to 236, if that one gets filled, I think you probably are looking at another one that goes up to the 200-day. So wait till that one gets filled. One I saw that piqued my interest is just Delta Airlines. And you have this ascending triangle. You have a buy-in here. Let's kind of push this down a little bit. I'm going to pull that down. So you have this ascending triangle, which is a good thing. Your buy is at 35.60. Now you're only at 35.78. You're above this 200-day. But look at where you closed. Look at that green candle up there. It interests me only because as a trade. I don't think this is a long-term one. The RSI is at 63. I would not buy into this now. But I wanted to keep an eye on this going into earnings on January 11th. And the reason I want to keep an eye on it, you can't find a fucking plane ticket. You can't buy a plane ticket. So, am I really the only one watching still? I don't know. I think the internet here at this hotel is a little suspect. There was a TrendSpider post on Facebook about Facebook yesterday. Meta falling wedge breakout on the weekly with a MACD bull cross up. There could be something brewing here. And you had this buy-in at 93. If this takes off and goes to the 200-day, which I think it very well likely could, you're going from 122 up to 140. From a weekly perspective, what they were talking about, I'm not going to draw the wedge. I'm not going to draw, but you can take a look. This is the steep downturn, and that's the steep upturn. So it does have some confirmation above that 9-day, even on the weekly. But when you run the algorithm, you're in this one at 95.32. There's a gap here between 97 and 101, which is a little dangerous because you're still under the 200-day. But there's another gap that looks like it's getting filled up to 129. So I think if you fill that gap to 129, you could use this 200-day as a resistance level up at 140. It's got a good move going. Yesterday, Enphase hit a 52-week high. There were 3 of them that actually hit a 52-week high, and Enphase was one of them. Look at that, 308.25. You're at 333 right now. Enphase has been one that, this is a solar company. It's super, super expensive, but if it hit a 52-week high. Another one that's a real good company is Eli Lilly that hit a 52-week high. And that one is right here. We're going to bring that down. 362.59 was the buy-in. You're only at 369. but it's bumping up a 52-week highs. And that RSI is super high. Another one that hit a 52-week high, Pinduoduo, Chinese stock. This one has been going crazy. You had a buy-in here at 54.31. You're all the way up at 87. But look at that MACD. It's still going. The RSI is at 76. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Only one scan, and it's from the ARK funds, and it's BINGO. BNGO. Bionero. I remember the symbol by just bingo. BINGO, singing the bingo song. But Nanogenomics. Make no mistake, this company's not making money. But look at that low MACD cross up. And look at the RSI down at 39. You had your buy-in here at $2. Let's go over to Active Trader Pro. And let's see where we are in pre-market. BNGO. BNGO, $2.18. So you've already made your 10% in the pre-market. But it did have that cross up at $2 yesterday. So I've got to turn on my focus mode. It turned it off. But BNGO, that's a pretty good chart. You're under your 200-day because you're just coming under it. The only danger that you have is that 50-day, if the 50-day bounces off the 200 like it did last time right there, you're probably going up to 240. So that would be my guess, is that you're at probably the 21-day here, cap at 252. The volume shelves here are pretty clear. We'll pull it back to the August 15th highs and take a look. You can see if I can move this. Can I move this back? There we go. See? Right there's a volume shelf at 223. And again, in pre-market, you're trading at 218, 220. So there you have it. I am going to call the end of this one. If anybody's live on YouTube still, hang out a little. Yeah, it says there's one person watching. So obviously it didn't hang me up all the way. But short little podcast. I will be back at my home in New Jersey tomorrow. I take off for Miss America on Saturday. So next week I'm probably working Miss America. So there might be some quick podcasts in the morning. But again, I'm amazed at this freaking MacBook Pro. It's awesome. So excited to do this. So sign up for Webull. Sign up for TrendSpider. Follow along. Hopefully the funds will settle in the next day or so in Webull. And I can start doing some live trading. Okay. Take care. Export song to disk. Zephin, it was a quick one today. And I hope you didn't buy Boyle. I hope you listened to me, man. I took a look at that chart on Active Trader Pro. BNGO does... I wish I would have seen BNGO and had an eye on it. I need to make a list of ones that have recent cross-ups that we need to look at in TrendSpider. But one thing that I'm going to do, by the way, Zephin, and anybody else that's listening, is I am going to start a... where was I going? I forget where I was going. There's my ADD. Let me head over to Anchor and upload this. New episode. Man, it is so fast working on this thing. I love it. This is faster than my home computer, I think. We're going to do P-code. I love this thing. Yeah, so Zephin, what I'm going to do is I am going to actually probably on a afternoon where I'm just sitting around and it's raining or something, I'll do let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Trend alert setup. See, if you just type that in, you get a bunch. Let me see if I can find a video. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to put this into... I'm going to put this into the chat window for you, Zephin. View doc. I need my chat doc. Chat doc. Boop, 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 boop. Zephin, what I'd tell you, there's some great... The TrendSpider market scanner is great if you want to just look up. I think I shared the scanner with you, where it's just looking for MACD cross-ups. But the other thing you can do, let me see if I can, I'll go back here, is go into FinViz, and up here in the upper left, you'll see a screener. And this, if you just, oh man, I know I have ad blocker on. Why is it not blocking ads now? If you just look at this scanner and you go over here to the right hand side and you'll click all. And so I find this helpful. This basically, you can say which exchange you want. You can say the market cap of stuff. You can say the PE. Say you want something that's profitable. Say you want something on the NASDAQ, just because the NASDAQ has to come back. And say you want, let's say, month up. You want something that's trending up. You want to say, let's see, RSI over 14, let's say, oversold 40. Let's say, and see down here, it gives you all of the things. So essentially what we've done, we've got NASDAQ, it's up for the month, it's profitable, and it's oversold. And let's see if we want to say insider sales. Okay, positive. So they've had some insider sales. Here you go. FFIN, go back over here, let's see. And you go back to TrendSpider. Look at that. They tanked on earnings. Was there a comeback? Do some research. HBNC. Look at that gap up here. It's above the 200-day, but you do have some opportunities there. Let's look at MKTW. Look at that gap up there. That's just raging. But you've had a pretty significant slide on this. And it's down at $1.94. So, take a look at... I like to use this scanner to try and find some beaten up companies. Let's say any. I don't want the insiders, but say you want... return on investment positive. I mean, there's, you got Amazon in here. Let's look at Amazon. I think you've got to buy on Amazon on the algorithm, if I'm not mistaken. You got an ascending triangle on Amazon, and you've got 93.51 and you're trading at 91. I mean, Amazon's just a beaten down company. The RSI's at 39. I like it. Yeah, and if you go over here to Market Scanner, and you just look for, okay, so in the bottom left, look for hashtag bullish, and it will pull up all of these scanners. TD sequential scanner, breakout. You can say, okay, let's look at the core investments by Gary and see if anything comes up. It doesn't. SMA, you have not saved your changes. Yes. SMA 20 versus EMA 50 bullish. Let's scan this. There's nothing there. Let's scan, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, let's scan healthcare, since you want to scan healthcare. Healthcare takes a while. And it comes up with all these crazy ones that I've never heard of. But look at all that. See, squeeze breakout. Let's look at the squeeze breakout. And we'll do Dow Jones 30. There's nothing there. But they've got so many scanners of good healthcare. So many scanners that you can find companies. And so what I do, Zephin, is I'll do the scans either in FinViz or in TrendSpider, and I'll wind up going back and looking at the algorithm. But those alerts really, really help too. Use those. Okay, save episode. $1K Webull charity challenge account funded. Market update 12/6/22, and then I'm just going to take there's not many that I go over today for Instagram. I'm not going to put his prices on there. Why is it? We're going to take that out. I think Lucid was LCID. Oh man. Let me take all that out. Oh, it's the dam. That's why. Okay. We're going to copy. It's the damn picture that is screwing everything up. So we're going to take the picture out. Boom, boom. Okay. LCID. AMKR, I like that one. Bill, man, nice move on that one. ILTP. REI stock. I like Delta too, heading into earnings. Meta. Trend. Spider chart. This episode won't get many listens because I'm just not putting in the description. Webull account funded. VVNT. I wanted to look at VVNT. Boyle. KOLD has the momentum. Okay. And then I've got to go into... Anybody else watching other than Zephin? I think the internet here sucks, so hopefully it actually worked pretty well. Episodes. We're going to grab this. I'm going to sign up for... Boom, boom, boom. I'm a... Okay, where's my Webull? Let's go to Linktree. Log in. Shouldn't have to use my pass, my fingerprint. Shouldn't have to use my pass, my fingerprint. Come on, Linktree. There we go. Copy. Boom. Okay. Publish now. Okay. I'm getting off here, Zephin. And anyone else that's listening. So, I'm shutting it down. I gotta go to breakfast. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, sign up for Webull. We're gonna do this challenge. We're gonna trade the hell out of this stuff. So, I like BNG.